make it look like footsteps, or you're going to think, no, there was someone here before me.
Yeah, I would think there would have to be something there.
Now, that's such a crude, basic example, and look at you. Look at the universe, look at the earth, look at the distance. It's like everything is so minutely calculated to the point that if it was one millimeter off, you wouldn't have enough distance from the sun to sustain life. Do you know what I mean? All these complexities, yet we don't think that there's a designer, there's a creator.
Yeah.
Why not? Because I had to keep asking you, is there a creator? You're like, maybe, I'm not sure, I don't think there is, there might be, there's something. And I agree, there's something.
Yeah, I agree in had to come from something. I'm not sure I agree with a singularity in that sense though.
Elaborate, you're using big words now.
As in, I grew up Buddhist, so I agree in karmic energy. I believe in things going round, right?
Yeah.
But my beliefs don't lead to one person.
Sorry, I miss what you said. So you're from a Buddhist background.
Yeah.
You believe in energy. Elaborate, sorry.
I believe in karmic energy.
Comic energy, yeah.
Going round.
Oh, things going around.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, balance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now, that balance again, there needs to be intellect, right? There needs to be will, right? And I'm saying that what created that balance is the creator. Does that make sense? It's outside of the universe. It has intellect. It has power. It's independent. And then this is my definition of Allah. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Simplistically put, there's more layers to it, but so then you do believe in a creator, no?
I believe in...
Because if all this balance, if there was an intelligence behind it, like you're just saying, it just randomly happened, it just randomly makes sense, it just randomly there's balance and there's this cosmic balance where it's like, no, there's intelligence there. Because everyone's like, and I'm saying that, yeah, how do you feel about that?
I think in my opinion...
I feel like holding the bag for you.
No, you're
Let me hold it. Are you sure? No, I need to hold it for you.
You're
sure?
don't worry.
Yeah.
I believe in... If you believe in something strong enough and it changes how you live and act, that means it's real. That's what I believe in.
That sounds nice, but you sidestep my core question. That this cosmic energy, what did you call it? Cosmic balance?
Yes, karmic energy.
Comic energy, right? Does it have intelligence?
I think it has a cycle. I'm not sure if I would say it has intelligence or a singular entity to it.
Now, does it have consciousness? Does it have will?
I wouldn't say so.
So then it's chance, it's random?
I think...
That's the default position. If it doesn't have intelligence, if it doesn't have will, then it must be random and chance. Fluke.
I think what I believe in.
Yeah, please.
I think it's more as in there is a cycle to something, but it's not like a singular power controlling it. That's what I think.
Make it make sense. What are you saying to me? No, make it, I'm not understanding you. Makes sense to you, so it must make sense to me.
Putting something out will result in something else. It results in a change, such as pushing something will make it push back. Things like that.
So you're saying that the power is individual people and their will, because you mentioned something, and if you believe something strong enough, it happens.
Yeah. I believe in if you believe in anything strong
but then
enough,
that's my point. So
you change your life. As in, if you believe that.
So that's dependent on individuals. Imagine the entire world died. Everyone, there's no living thing. Would the universe stop existing? And if there's this kind of relationship between the creation, living beings, and this cosmic power, yeah, are they depending on one another? Is there balance? Not a balance. Is it like a partnership? And what put all of this into existence? Because there's a 4-line definition of Allah in the Quran. It's in chapter 112, and it says that Allah is uniquely one. He's self-sustaining, eternal. So it's independent, doesn't need anything from anyone. It's eternal. Yeah. He does not beget, nor is he begotten. He wasn't created, he wasn't born, he doesn't have offspring. Yeah. And there's nothing equal or comparable to him. Yeah. How do you feel about my 4-line definition of the creator of the heavens and the earth?
to me, I have never grew up with that definition of the world. I feel
Not
like
world, the creator, because the thing,
creator. Yeah, I was never.
because I'm differentiating, between the creation and the creator. The creation is dependent. The creator is independent. We don't compare the creation with the creator. Yeah, and I appreciate this might come a bit foreign to you, but your entire everything, your entire everything is an expression of yourself. It's a out the box. It's like you don't really care. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm feeling that piercing, right? We're gonna talk about it. So it's not like you need to be told something for you to fit a box.
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah.
So you've had independent thoughts your entire life. Everything down to the way you're dressing, your piercing, tattoos.
Yeah.
How do I know? How do I know? Tattoos. Do you know what I mean? So you've just chosen to give less importance, less thought to the creator and the creation. You never thought about your purpose in life. Just going with the flow.
Yeah.
Why? Doesn't make sense. You've had a concept that was given to you, Buddhism, and then like you still practice Buddhism. You kind of stepped away from it. So you've got independent. You've got independent thought process enough to know that it's not something you believe or it's not something you're going to practice, but then you haven't looked into alternatives.
Yeah.
So now that I've introduced this new concept to you, which is foreign, how do you feel about it? You haven't disagreed with it.
No, I haven't at all. I think it's a very beautiful thing, religion. It always is.
Yeah.
I think.
Welcome to Islam. Come, let's go mosque.
Yeah,
Go on.
100%.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting thing that I've never really thought about
So
myself. I've never really felt that close to religion in that sense as well.
yeah.
As much as people feel very, very strongly about Islam.
Right now, do you know much about Islam, little or a lot?
I would say little,
Little.
but
Is there anything in Islam you disagree with?
no, I think the only thing that would be disagreeable is like extremist religion. That's not relatable to any specific religion. I think that's just
what would you say is extremeness in Islam that you think is foreign? Is a bit like what extremism? Because the thing is, I assume I know what you mean, but I want you to define it so then I can say, yeah, no, we're far from this. So
When
what
I
was
say
it?
extremism religion, I say any type of religion.
No, but specifically Islam. What is it that you distance yourself? For example, beheading people or murdering.
How damning it can be to people,
In what
especially
sense?
women. In the sense that if you're not like, it's like if you don't wear the hijab properly, people will say something about it. How quick that is. I think when people
Give me a more harder thing, because the fact of the matter is, look, we have individuals who may criticize a woman for how she dresses, not doing hijab properly. But the fact of the matter is, in Islam we see Allah to judge. We have a complete dress code, right? There's 6 parts in the dress code, which is same for men and women, excluding one. So 5 are exactly the same for men and women. 1 is different. So that'll be the amount to cover. Now, I would say that, you know, every country you go to, like the UK, they have a law in regards to how much women should cover. So right now, if I was to run up and down this road, right, wearing nothing but shorts, nothing's gonna happen to me. I might feel cold, but I haven't broken any laws. Now, if there was neutrally another woman who was gonna run up and down this road wearing nothing but shorts, what would happen to her?
she would get arrested.
Why?
Because in the eyes of the law, that is public nudity and it's not.
Exactly,
it's not
because women have to cover more than men. So, and that's the difference in Islam as well. Islam says women have to cover more. And I'm saying that rather than following a man-made law, I'll rather follow the law from the Creator. How do you feel about that? Do you agree men should cover more, women should cover more?
No, I don't.
So you think that a woman running up and down with just shorts is fine?
Yes, because I don't think there's anything more or less inherently sexual about a woman's chest than a man's.
That's your subjective opinion.
Yeah, that's my subjective opinion. 100%.
Would you agree that majority of the people would disagree with you, mostly men?
Yeah, I would.
So,
But if you're asking me, that's what I would say.
no, and that's fine. But then, to protect women, would you? Because you've inherited the world now. You're the queen of the world. Yeah, you can make whatever law you want. Would you make that law that women can walk around topless if they desire to?
If you're saying I can control the world.
No, you can't control the world. You can control the laws.
Now.
Yeah.
Not resetting anything.
Yeah, right now.
No, I wouldn't rewrite that law.
There you go. So part of you agrees to it. I can't remember the citation or the reference, sorry. In America, there was all these women who were protesting.
Like free the nipple.
Something like that. So like they were topless and it's like, look, we want to be walking around California topless and so on and so forth.
What's your take so far?
I just find it interesting that I think they got like a blue beach, so where they can be topless and naked, but then how often are they walking around naked there?
Yeah.
I don't think nipples is something that we need to free. I think we need to free our minds. I was at a job interview and they said, look, if you could change the world with a wish, what wish would you make? And I said, I would get rid of ignorance. The whole purpose of this conversation is for us to learn from one another. And I believe that Islam, the Quran, has a solution to mankind's problems. So, but we're ignorant of this book. We don't make time to read from it. And I think that's what will change lives and improve lives. If you think of social ills, things that you strongly, adamantly disagree with, Islam will give you a proactive way to actually resolve that issue. Do you want to test me?
Do I want to test you?
Yeah, ask me.
In what sense?
What issue do you think like is a problem that mankind has? And I'll show you where, inshallah, by the permission of Allah, where Islam has a solution.
How would Islam solve capitalism and poverty?
Love it.
What do you think?
Zakat, which is let me see if I can count 1, 2, 3. The third pillar in Islam. Islam is based on 5 pillars. Yeah. Very quickly, the first one is Shahada, which is the testimony of faith, which brings you into Islam. You don't need to learn Arabic. You don't need to pray 5 times a day. You don't need to wear hijab. You just need to testify the belief in your heart, which is, I believe there's no deity worthy of worship except Allah and except the Prophet Muhammad as the messenger. Then it's praying 5 times a day. Then it's zakat, I'm going to mention that. Then it's fasting in the month of Ramadan, which you know about. And then it's Hajj, which is the holy pilgrimage. Zakat is a mandatory charity. It's like a tax for the rich to give to the poor. Very simply put, you have to give 2.5% of your annual wealth to the poor. In the Islamic Empire, we eradicate poverty.
Do you think that would cover complete poverty in the world?
Definitely, no doubt.
It would?
Yeah. Because right now, the top 1% have got more wealth than the latter 99%. You've
The
got.
poor also have to give?
They wouldn't be eligible.
Okay.
Because you have to have a certain amount of wealth. 5.7 grams of gold, the value, for you to be eligible. So it's a tax for the rich. So if you don't need to give zakat, you can receive it. If you receive it, you don't have to give it. Make sense? Even I think it was the United Nations, they said that if Elon Musk gave 2.5% of his wealth, he could eradicate poverty. Did you read that? Have you heard about that?
Like billionaires are there's nothing like sustainable or like.
Can you imagine there's individuals that have more wealth than 10 of the poorest countries?
It's insane to think about when you.
Is it 10 or 50? I can't even remember. That's mad. That's mad. So then Islam has a solution, a practical solution of saying that, look, we don't hoard wealth. That 2.5% isn't of money that you have in your bank. It's money that you have in your bank that you haven't spent in 1 calendar year, and you give 2.5% of it in charity. And it's not charity, it's you give it to the state. Currently, we don't have an Islamic state, and the state's responsibility is to distribute it, but you give it to the poor. Do you know what I mean? And that's the solution. And it's practically work. If you Google and you look into Umar ibn Abdul Aziz, the fifth, he eradicated poverty. in the Muslim empire where 2/3 of the Islamic empire, 2/3 of the world was under the Islamic empire. So it wasn't like 5 people in the desert, as like there's no more poor people in my community. No, we were kicking around the Persians, kicking around the Romans. We had Spain under the Islamic authority, and there was no more poor people. What other economical system has achieved this? None. Why was this sustainable? Why is this possible? Because this 5 pillars isn't man-made. It's from the creator of the heavens and the earth. How do you feel about this?
I feel like,
It's a good answer, isn't it?
yeah, when you're well versed in something, it's very it's a lot easier to answer things. And you clearly know your shit, you know.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. My ego is just. It's not even that, because I think as a human being, we see there's commonalities. So when you see poverty, it's like it hurts. It hurts you. It hurts me. Do you know what I mean? There are these social ills, like society corrupts people. Society makes sometimes the wrong seem right. Just before you came, I was speaking to a gentleman, like he didn't want to be filmed, and we was talking about relationships, and we was talking about the sanctity of marriage.
Yeah.
And I'm like, look at how how deprived we've become, and how the words ain't coming out. But basically the sanctity of marriage, family unit, it's like it's foreign now. Like it's just like, oh my gosh, you weirdo! Like what? You want to get married? Like you're defending marriage? Like be modern. It's not about marriage. Do you know what I mean? Like why not? Why can't 2 people be in a long-term committed relationship through the pretext of Islam? Because the gentleman made the argument that look, you can still be married and unhappy. But I'm like, that's where again you need guidance. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if I'm just getting married for the sake of getting married, and it's like I don't understand the roles and responsibilities, I don't get that divine guidance, then yeah, I will be unhappily married. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I was saying before, I believe Islam and a complete way of life that's divinely inspired will give solution to problems.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Do you see what I'm saying is connected? Or I'm going all over the place.
Yeah, but thank you for the conversation. It was really
So I can't, again, Islamically, yeah, I can't touch somebody who I'm not
of course.
related to.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Or again, it's boundaries. Doesn't make sense. Like yeah, I'm gonna spud you.
I'm gonna say goodbye.
Huh?
Bye. Great. Thank you for the conversation.
How come you just leave in the convo though? What's the?
I've got to go run to something.
Is it? Can I give you something to read?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Have a nice day.
Have a lovely day. Take care. Bye. Alhamdulillah. Yeah. May Allah grant his diet. Assalamu alaikum.